Yeah, man. What's the latest? No, fuck that. I'm not checking in with y'all. I got real smoke with the both of you.
What we do, man?
I wasn't gonna start with this, but since we doing the OVO shit, nah, hold on.
It's only right.
Hell, you see what happened? He get his chain, and now he.
Nah.
We the sacrificial lambs now.
I text y'all yesterday. We going viral because I got beef with y'all.
What's up, man?
Don't neither one of you ever. I mean ever. Ever commandeer my bandwidth, my spirit, my energy, my chakras.
With the what, man?
With no bullshit like Your Honor, bruh. That's some bullshit.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I flipped the TV over last night. The TV is broke.
You got all the way to the end?
Okay. Oh, you didn't like the ending?
Okay.
You know what? Okay, so let me... This is cumulative.
I could be with money on this one, but go ahead.
This is cumulative. So I'm gonna, cause y'all and I do have to apologize because I've been holding the pod back for some really great content and not watching it in real time with y'all. So now that we caught up, we can talk about it. Mm-hmm. Selfish of me, I know. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking about Bryan Cranston as a character, as an actor, and not as Judge. What's their last name? DiCiato. If we go Malcolm in the middle, he had to deal with them kids and that crazy ass wife of his, but he was also sick in the show, so that etches out. Then we get into Breaking Bad, and he's got to deal with Skyler and Walt Jr. Then you give him Adam?
Yeah, he got bad luck with kids. And
Yo!
Adam and his wife.
And
his wife.
The dead wife that we don't see till whatever episode. Like, bruh. So I'm watching the show. Like,
so it's almost on him. At some point, you gotta say it's the person.
No, but see,
so he don't know how to take care of his kids.
You just gotta say that. Hey, if enough things happen to an individual, then at some point you gotta start looking at the individual like, hey, what did I do in this situation?
Dog, the show starts the way it starts, and then immediately somehow we're engulfed in it being his fault. And I'm just like, I'm so lost the whole time. And so now Adam got an attitude because his daddy is protecting him, but ain't protecting him the way he want him to protect. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
Money, but what can you expect? Because Adam, at whatever age Adam is, has his own house.
His own house, and he's fucking the teacher, bro. I don't feel bad for you at all.
There's nothing holding him back in life.
You got it. You got it, man.
Adam is good.
You got your own house, and you fucking the teacher. Franny is what they call her.
And he got a reason to be emo and sad and shit. Oh, what? Man. He is bodying.
And he got into an Ivy League. Like, he had it all.
Yeah. So that's my only beef with the show.
Taking photos though, like he's out.
I think I'm
out here big living.
I think I'm gonna take photos because my mom did, guys.
You feel me?
Hey fam, look here. I can't watch no shit. That shit's so triggering, bro. His life is made, and then he wrapped everybody up into his shit.
Real.
So I'm guessing that's a sign of a good show if I feel this strongly. Is
For
that what
sure.
we? Okay,
Exactly.
Okay.
Sure, it was effective.
Right. Y'all got it. Dude.
See,
got it.
if you would have said I didn't feel nothing, then I've been like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm so mad.
But given that it was triggering on so many levels, that
and I ain't even got to Eugene yet. Poor you. Hey, can somebody tell me where Eugene is? I want to go hug Eugene. I'm just gonna put that out there. It was too fam. Moms almost get locked up. Then your brother gets smoked. And then you you just taking dinner back, you big dog, you walking down the street.
Got some donuts.
And the motherfucker blow
Some
up.
beignets.
Some beignets.
Some beignets.
Beignets at that.
And the shit blow up in front. I'm like, this is crazy.
In his head, it was a good day.
Man. Now, real shit, excellent show. I'm joking because I was triggered, but I was like, this is just a sign of like brilliant writing, ain't it? Right? Because even the whole, and this could be me thinking about it way too much, but there is this thing happening in writers' rooms right now where they're pandering to black folks and like going above and out their way to be inclusive in the story and not be traditional, like to like trauma and all the other shit. whoever's writing this show went fuck all that.
These niggas gonna cry.
These niggas is gonna cry because y'all helpless and y'all don't have no power for real. So that's what we gonna show you.
Pretty much.
And I said, oh,
And then we gonna give you a little bit of hope at the end, and just to crush that shit again.
Smash that shit.
What?
Yeah, no,
y'all been watching, so go. Y'all got it. This y'all for real.
Hey. I mean, it is what it is, but I always fuck with Lee. Like, I fuck with Lee's character.
Yo, she's amazing.
Yeah, Lee is dope. But I don't know. The whole show is dope. I think it's the only thing that was a little off for me was just like how buttoned up it became. That's probably the only thing.
When? Around what episode?
No, just as when it finally got to the season finale.
Yeah.
Like what ended up happening in the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, so my man shot at a specific person, but ended up hitting the person that and then the person getting out like the way that the show started. Yeah. Like all that shit, that whole button up type shit was like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah. But I wasn't mad at that being an individual that got hit though. Like just given the way that he was moving, at some point just irritates the fuck out of you. And then like the fact that he was about to have the ultimate out because his girl was ready to go. So like that part right there was perfect. It's just the whole like it being the exact same way as the beginning was just a little bit too much for me. But other than that, everything else was spot on.
Do you know if they're doing a season 2 or was this just a one-off?
This was a limited series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can go either way. Like,
I don't want another season of that at all. Like, ain't no way. I'm subscribing to that because I to keep it a beam with y'all. Episode 1, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna finish this. This is too much. But you get in, you stay the course, and then it progressively gets sicker, and like it doesn't do one of those things where it goes. No, that motherfucker goes. It's the whole time is the way
Take
up
you
on
to
the
the
roller
top.
coaster. Yeah. And you like, bro, this is crazy.
no, it does a great job at outlining like the law though, like how the law works, and like how you can manipulate it. You know what I mean? Like for whoever's favor that you wanted to do. Like that's why like outlaws are so effective. Because they don't play by normal standard rules, so therefore the law is at the mercy of outlaws because you can't bargain with them. You know what I'm saying? So like they're willing to do whatever. So like the mob family is an outlaw in a sense. So that's why they can break deals with the judge and be A-okay with the outcome of everything.
Yeah.
So like that's the rules that they were playing by. That's the shit that you can't deal with as somebody that has to play within certain circumstances. So you start threatening things that they really care about, which is our family, because they are tied into something. Then you have them by the balls, basically, and that's kind of what this whole thing was outlining to me. So that part is super dope in this whole thing. That part is great. So yeah, and I wasn't mad at the characters at all. Like I wasn't mad at like how they were cast and like the whole like. But it's something this large. I wouldn't expect that to be a thing.
Even with the dude that was running for mayor. And at the end, he was like, best friend got. He was like,
He'll always be known for that.
They got to you, but he's still playing the game. Yep. He going to sit down with the detective. He's like, all right, you kind of fucked off, but I'm still gonna play this game. Yep. So, like Elle said, I like that type of shit.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I was most impressed with was like, because even Skyler's character on Breaking Bad, we talk about it all the time, but that's just a sign of you just bodying shit when you make it feel that real and that gross. The torture chamber shit that they made in the car, it was like all that shit was like, whoo, you know. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it again, man. I overly fuck with Lee's morals, bro. Like how straightforward her process is on just like finding shit to its core. Yeah. Like even like when it was all presented at the very end, the way she stuck to that shit, like. It wasn't no like, oh, guilty white man is now going to give me the tears and the sob story, and now I'm going to cater and pander to that. Nah, my nigga, you have no chance at this even being a thing. You know what I mean? Like it's more so, I need you to fly a certain type of way for this particular case to make it right. Yeah. And that's the only thing that'd be cool if it did go on. Is like how dead spec she'll be on making sure that all lines up correctly.
Yeah.
Which I guess with him being gone, it doesn't really matter too much anymore. But as far as like still getting the family right is something else.
Yeah.
Nah,
But yeah, morals and principles go out the window when it comes to family.
that was the bar.
Nah, that's true.
That was the bar.
Yeah.
That was the bar. And I think that's the thing too. Just watching creatives get busy in the current climate.
The cold part though for that whole thing though, like it. Okay, so we understand that the type of narrative that goes around like black families and like really in essence, if you get put in some of these circumstances that black families end up being in, then you might be even more savage than some of these situations. But in this particular case, my nigga, like even though you can figure out how to get out of this, and you were terrible at it because this isn't your game. Like all these families that you destroyed, if you'd have just turned in the first place, then you'd have been okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for real.
chances are you'd have been okay. Like you could have figured out something.
Oh, you talking about just specifically from that family with that status,
giving
and
the downward spiral of everybody else but this particular family until the very fucking end.
Yeah.
You would actually been okay if you'd have just turned in the first place.
Yeah.
Given if you have this many connects and this many things that you can possibly pull off to
Yeah.
make sure that this isn't a thing,
For real.
then you're not about to go to fucking jail for hella fucking long or something like that. Like that's not the case.
He wouldn't have done any jail time.
That's what I'm saying.
He wouldn't have done any jail time. Like that's I thought that was the thing that was the.
Was he worried about the jail time, or was he just worried about his son getting killed?
Yeah, I think that's
No,
it.
but you got to remember they didn't know it was the Baxter's kid initially.
Yeah.
like that
Oh, yeah.
that became aware.
But think about any 17-year-old that make a big mistake like that.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Not completely.
No. I'm not. Yeah, that's what I'm not
Yeah.
not knocking none of the decision making. I'm just going in hindsight when you're watching it. You like, damn.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. Do you think if it wasn't the mob's son, would he have let his son turn himself in?
That was the plan, right? I think it was.
Oh, that was the okay.
That was the
he
plan.
saw them at the precinct or whatever.
Yeah,
so
right.
But to
right.
L's
Okay,
point, like
gotcha.
them being outlaws, you playing in a whole different game, and you don't know what the variability is going to be with that.
True.
And so, shoot, when Baxter takes the law into his own hands, it comes with repercussions, and we learned that, right?
Yeah.
Like we seen what happened to the family. Eugene just walking back. Retribution.
Man.
Yeah, that's real. But I just feel like there's so many other moves that like, bro, you are a judge, buddy. Like there's plenty of things that you have within your arsenal and connections that you have. All the contacts that you made on that night that you had to fucking figure out how to buckle up. I think like later on, you have so many people in your corner. It's crazy that you. But then again, yeah, you're right. Outlaw. So
Yeah,
like I said,
but you're right. Like, how do you lead? How do you maintain that integrity? Like, your honor. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
not
what-
just
that's-
that's really what it is. It's
And
your
that's,
honor.
That's what Don when he that last line in the chamber when he's like the morals and shit go out when his family. It's like, oh, your honor. Nigga, like it's like duh.
Yeah. I would love to see strength against strength though. Like that would have been a cool thing to play out too.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see the law strength against an outlaw strength.
Outlaw strength.
So that would have been interesting too.
Yeah.
You know, like
But that leads up to season 2.
think so?
But I
Even
mean,
though it's a one-off.
But is it strength
Yeah.
for strength when everybody's corrupt though? Like the ones pushing the moral, like even Lee, for example, like for as straight as she's trying to play it, she don't have no fucking power against how the dirty cops and everybody that's like
At all.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, could we even get there?
But
And
she is a pest though.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you would have to off her in order for some of the things not to hit the light. Because really, for the most part, the idea is that we just don't want information out to the mass appeal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Lee knows all the secrets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she just giving you a chance, basically. Once she gets to know things, she's just trying to she's trying to see like what side of the fence
whoop
you're
you
gonna
in
be
there.
on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?